These characters are cartoonishly intelligent. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 smartest characters in cartoons.
Alright, so the compression and expansion of the longitudinal waves cause the erratic oscillation, you can see it there, of the neighboring particles.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the most intelligent characters from animated television shows.
You know, you'd still be the smartest guy in 17 Galaxies if you lightened up.
5 galaxies. Why is that difficult to remember?
Number 10, Professor Utonium, the Powerpuff Girls franchise.
I'm a scientist. I invent things. In fact, I brought in something I recently invented to show you.
Creator and father figure of the superpowered Powerpuff Girls, Professor Utonium is a scientist specializing in physics and nuclear fusion, though he also branches out into other disciplines with his many inventions. These include everything from giant mech robots for the girls to pilot, to a time portal, to a body-swapping device. However, most of Utonium's inventions tend to have some kind of flaw, unless he comes up with them by accident.
Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born!
He's also not lacking in common sense and is a generally great dad to his daughters, even if he has his more immature moments.
Professor, are you calling me a liar?
Well, your pants are on fire and hanging from a telephone wire.
Number 9, Susan and Mary Test, Johnny Test.
We need a party theme. You want to go cyberpunk, ghetto fab, or Japanese bubblegum pop?
The twin sisters of the show's eponymous character, Susan and Mary are both genius scientists at the young age of 13, and all too aware of how clever they are.
You want me to eat salt?
It's not salt. They're microphysic hottie body flakes. They genetically adjust your body to maximum teenage hotness that will attract super cuties like Gil next door.
Nearly every episode sees them create some kind of device to assist their brother and his talking dog, whom they created in their many schemes, despite a proven track record of causing chaos with their inventions.
Too much female growth hormone.
Of course, they also treat him as their guinea pig, so we can see why they try to make it up to him by doing him favors.
Well, his hair and teeth fell out, but the good news is his butt seems fine.
Number 8, Donatello, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise.
That should have worked.
Should have worked? That'll never work. That's not a trans-dimensional portal stick. That's a flashlight.
In nearly every version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Donatello is not only the smartest and most scientific of the group, but he's also practically a self-taught genius in science and mechanical engineering.
So the drone can handle the dangerous stuff while we stay out of harm's way.
The purple headband sporting turtle is able to craft complex devices and high-tech vehicles, despite often lacking access to high-quality materials, tools, or even real income to purchase them with. But Donatello is a real DIY scientist whose ingenuity and intelligence shines through because of those handicaps, not in spite of them.
Welcome aboard the Turtle Blimp!
Plus, he's handy with a bow staff, and most of our other entries are not really athletically inclined. Number 7, the Brain, Pinky and the Brain.
Citizens of the world, I am your new leader, the Overlord.
Most lab mice are the subject of experiments, but after Acme Labs made this one super intelligent, he's the one doing the experiments. Brain puts his enlarged brain to use through nightly plots to take over the world, using everything from advanced devices to psychology or politics to conquer the world.
In tonight's plan of global domination, Pinky, we shall melt the polar ice caps, flooding the entire planet up to the 39th floor, thereby leaving me in control of the only usable real estate on Earth.
Still, the fact that he continually uses the dim-witted Pinky as his lackey does make us question how smart he really is, since the dopey mouse usually throws a wrench in Brain's plans, whenever his own pride doesn't get in the way, that is.
What, Brain? What are we going to do tomorrow night?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Number 6, Professor Hubert J. Farnsworth, Futurama.
Good news, everyone. The university is bringing me up on disciplinary charges. Wait, that's not good news at all.
Even smarter than he is old, and he is positively ancient, Professor Hubert Farnsworth is the owner of Planet Express, the delivery company most of the main characters work for in 31st century New York.
I may be an old man, In fact, I'm fairly sure I am. But I'll put you globe-trotters in your place with my team of mutant atomic supermen!
Although he's a brilliant scientist capable of astounding feats of genius and invention, the professor is also incredibly senile, which somewhat hampers his overall ability.
Behold, my invincible nuclear mutants!
Hi.
Hello.
However, his cantankerous and eccentric attitude more than makes up for a little forgetfulness, and helps make Professor Farnsworth a thoroughly entertaining character, whose presence is good news for everyone.
Astonishing! I must have created a parallel universe! Baldercrap, I created your universe! All you created was my fist parallel to your face!
Number 5. Mr. Peabody, The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends, and The Mr. Peabody and Sherman Show.
How do you do? Excuse the position, just practicing my yoga.
One of the universe's best minds belongs to man's best friend. A talking, highly sophisticated, bespectacled dog, Mr. Peabody is an unqualified genius in various fields, and can speak many languages.
The puppy prodigy, they called me. Got my degree at Harvard when I was 3. Wagner cum laude, of course.
The fact that he's also netted a penthouse suite and his own talk show are also pretty clear signs of this canine's intelligence. However, he's most famous for his invention of the Wayback Machine, which allows him and his adopted boy Sherman to travel through time to visit and sometimes interfere with historical locations and the people that inhabit them.
The sun is the center of the solar system. Preposterous! We don't even have a vessel!
Number 4. Stewie Griffin, Family Guy.
Wait, you bred a pig? Sure did. Most genetically perfect one in the contest. Oink.
As a mere 1-year-old, Stewie Griffin is smarter than most of us will ever be. This diabolical infant has been building advanced technology almost literally since his birth.
Pardon me, you with the severe aesthetic deficiencies.
Hey, ugly!
Excellent.
Although initially devoted to using them to attempt to commit matricide or domination, Stewie has diversified his creations to include devices that allow him to travel in time, as well as to parallel realities. In addition to science and engineering, Stewie is also a skilled actor, and has decent business acumen, though he still has moments that remind us of his actual age.
Stewie, can you believe Brian built this?
Wait, what? Oh, hey, come on, guys.
Number 3. Jimmy Neutron, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
Oh, Carl, I'm a scientist. I have more important things to do than pick up pants.
Another young, brilliant mind, Jimmy Neutron is an adventurous boy whose fondness for sci-fi inventions often gets him and his friends into, and out of, trouble. While Jimmy is capable of constructing advanced artificial intelligences, several time machines, and a hover car, among many other things, most of his inventions often have some kind of critical defect that lead to problems for him.
If I made her young again, I bet she'd stop complaining. But I promised Mom and Dad I wouldn't experiment on Granny.
Also, for all his intellectual intelligence, Jimmy has a lot to learn about dealing with people, as he can be a bit of a know-it-all, though many of our entries are just as guilty of that.
Let's get Dad's $50 back.
Number 2. Dexter, Dexter's Laboratory.
Stay calm, Dexter. You must continue your work.
The eponymous star of Dexter's Laboratory is a child genius of the highest order, who has constructed the titular scientific workshop without his parents' knowledge. Within it, Dexter has created nearly every advanced or sci-fi creation technology ever conceived.
I love my super intelligent high-speed quadruplex D3000 computer. I love my award-winning giant ultrasensory electron microscope. I love my multitude of monitors.
Despite how smart he is and how well designed his inventions are, Dexter's arrogance, as well as his naivete and the interference of his meddling older sister Dee Dee, tend to get in the way of his successes, frequently leading to the destruction of his inventions or the failure of his efforts.
Oh, sweet father of chemistry, what have I done? Oh, shoot.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Your word to spell is Sarah
Naz, are you pronouncing cerebral?
Yeah, dude, totally.
With our superior intellects, we could rebuild this city on a foundation of reason and enlightenment. We could turn Springfield into a utopia.
They were addressed to Dr. Venture, and since you've been gone, I've received 2 doctorates. So I'm a Dr. Venture too.
Number 1. Rick Sanchez, Rick and Morty.
Hey,
I was thinking, I might watch a movie.
I am not programmed for friendship.
Suit yourself.
One half of the show's titular duo, Rick Sanchez, is astronomically smart. He's more intelligent than he is a jerk, and he's pretty much the biggest asshole in the multiverse. Besides his portal gun that lets him travel to every conceivable reality, Rick builds robots just to pass him the butter, turned himself into a pickle to get out of an obligation, and created a miniature universe and enslaved its inhabitants just to power his interstellar car.
That's what you used my universe for? To run your car?
Yeah, but don't flatter yourself. There's always AAA, you
His rampant brilliance has made him bitter, amoral, and isolated though, so if Rick's the peak of animated intelligence, we're happy to watch him from afar rather than try to become like him.
It's possible I got so drunk I felt like I was losing Morty to the Vindicators, and maybe this is my way of saying, okay, you can have him, but only if you know how important he is, otherwise I'll kill you.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.